We are, well, unfortunately very close to the highway, but taking a walk this morning.
It's like a cool little walkway though.
But the river is like so high. Crazy. Crazy. Come here. Look. Come up here. Cora likes looking too. They're trekking in the woods, but my shoes are not meant for the woods, unfortunately. You spot a squirrel, Cora? Hi! What are you doing? Hi friends, I'm back. The barking dog is back.
Check.
Benjamin is over there.
Hello.
Doing, oh, you got a haircut.
Hey, look at me.
They don't know.
That's right.
I can't zoom.
We'll show me closer up later because I know you guys want to just look at my beautiful, beautiful hair. Or lack of.
Anyway, so I realized it's 6:30 and I have not taken any clips today. I feel like this like middle-ish area of Vlogmas has been really difficult because I've been really busy, and that's not like an excuse. It's just been, I don't even have time to think about what's going on. So today, I know vlogs are no fun when you just tell people what you did, but I can't show you anymore. So I had a call and did like my last audit and analysis for a social media one-off client. And then I've just been working all afternoon. I've been like writing content and doing some stuff for one of my clients. So been a busy day. Benjamin made pad thai, which was really good. It's like one of our favorite recipes, right?
That was great.
Yeah. So that was really good. Look at how young he looks.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you like shaved your hair and no.
Shaved my face.
Shaved my face.
Got my hairs cut.
Your hair cut. And now
look
you
at this.
look like you're
Fresh.
19.
Yep. Back to my baby face can live its best life.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. It looks like we have like old ass wallpaper or something.
Oh yeah, these are like curtains. They came with the house. They're not exactly what I would choose, but they were free. So that is what I would choose. I had one person ask on the last video, but a whole bunch of you like thumbs it up that you want more like budgeting money content. So I'll be completely honest. I used to do very open videos of like all of our budget, and I would show you like how much we brought in, how much was going out. And I just like, I don't love doing those anymore. They take a lot of time, and it's just, I don't know. I don't mind sharing a lot, but I know you weren't super comfortable with sharing like exact numbers and stuff like that. So I have to respect, obviously it's his money as well. So I'm trying to think of ways that we can share money or finance type stuff, especially now that I've quit my job and we're kind of just like rolling with the punches. So I'm interested, if you have any ideas or anything you would like to see, let us know in the comments down below so that we can think of some stuff. I think we're gonna do maybe like a whole like new debt story, or like what we're doing right now, how we're feeling about stuff. But if there's anything specific you want to see, let us know.
Yeah, I know. We were just, because we were talking at dinner and just like, it's just such a big part of our journey. Unfortunately for now, the majority of our relationship, debt and finances has just been a
Sore subject.
Not a fun piece of our lives. It was just hitting me, like, people don't talk about this, like, you know, they're like, everybody talks about how, like, student debt sucks and we want it paid off, and like every millennial has it unless they got it paid for by their parents, but there's a lot more to that and how it affects how you live your life and the choices that you make. And
it affects your relationship, it affects friendships, family, it affects like what you can do. One thing going into me leaving my job that was really triggering for me was that the last time that we dealt with some really big money issues when Benjamin got sick was that we had to basically cut like everything out of our budget. And I just don't want to live like that. I don't want to live every single day where I can't buy something. Not that I need to like purchase stuff all the time, but you'll know what I mean. And I think it's really hitting hard again around the Christmas season because I really like buying people gifts. Not that I need to get like a lot of gifts, but I like to buy gifts. I like to decorate the house. I like to do Christmassy things. And for like the third Christmas in a row, we're unable to do anything because our debt to income ratio is just so much. And even when we think about, you know, with me leaving my job, having to pay for our own health insurance, Ben's business is like still growing, but I feel like it's hit like a lull right now. And as far as like monetary growth goes.
Yeah, you get ebbs and flows with any business, especially when it's a client-based one, and you have to be ready to roll with that.
But I think what I was trying to say was that I have such bad brain fog. Like I literally am holding the thought and then you started talking and I lost it and now I lost it again. Oh, just like if we look at how much money we bring in, even though we're not like raking in millions, we're not bringing in a small amount of money. In fact, if you've watched any of my old budget videos, we were bringing in a good amount of money. But especially when we lived in Chicago, it was the price of living there, which is a big reason we moved here. But with that, it's just like, it's not that we're bringing in like a small amount of money. It's nothing outrageous, but it's enough that should get us by. But when more than half of our income is taken up by previous bad decisions or previous decisions that we had to make or school, it's really, really difficult because it's like hard to move forward. I mean, we're both 32. We're not like 22-year-olds. It's really hard to move forward or to focus on the future, having kids, doing anything like that when you have so much debt weighing you down. And it's hard to stay positive about it. And we argue about it. It affects our marriage. Like it affects the type, it affected me staying in my job longer than I should have. And it's affected the way that I'm acting toward my business right now because I'm feeling pushed to bring in as much money as possible. So it's constantly like we talk about what our life would be like if we didn't have to pay debt. And there are plenty of other things, like we bought a house or we got a car or something like that where we would, but it's just different. Like I just feel like we're so behind where other people our age are because of not having student debt, of not having consumer debt, of not having health debt, that it just has set us back so much. And like, I feel like people are like, oh, you're 32. When are you going to have kids? Well, when we can pay for kids, like when are we going to purchase a house? When we can even have a second to save enough money for a house. Like
a couple years ago with my health stuff, that was like the biggest, like that was what really sent us into a bad place financially. And so there's like a little T trauma that comes along with me getting help for my health. I'm like, I can't. How can I possibly do that? Because this debt is still there and I can't put anything on top of that. It's just persistent. Like it's always there. It's in every conversation. It's like Jesse was saying, it's by far the thing that we like creates stress and tension in between us the most. And so it's just, yeah, it's just a lot. And so we want to share about it, not because we want to sit here and cry, but because
I know we're not the only people that do
this. We know we're not the only ones, and that's where the conversation started earlier. Is that we were talking about? We're like, we know we're not the only people that struggle with this, but specifically, as I was saying before, student debt. That's one thing that people talk about and complain about. All us millennials are fuck that shit, but with other debt and just in general with any expenses that you may have, it's just not talked about a lot, and I don't like there being stigma around it. We just kind of want to open up the conversation a little bit on our end, just to put out there what a very real thing it is. And especially with Jessie leaving her job, it's because it's always trade-offs, right? So it's hard because it was like she said, we didn't get to do like a ton of super like fun or crazy stuff for the holidays. And so we knew that was going to happen because of her leaving her job, but that was more important. And that was like what we needed to do. So we were aware that it was going to happen, but it's just hard when there's when there's no alternative. It's just like, that's kind of that just is what it is. And it's back to being super budget conscious.
Yeah, and I think too, it's just like trying to figure out a way to like be positive about it is really difficult, because it's just like not a positive thing to think about. It's not, I love like woo-woo shit, but the amount of people that are like, oh, just like imagine you have more money, or like, you can't live, or you have to like live as if, or you have to do all these things. And when you're like so deep in debt, it can be, that can just seem so unattainable and unrealistic. And it's hard to try to be positive and try to find things to do. I think, I've been budgeting for 2.5 years now since Ben got sick. And like, I've cut everything. I've done everything. I've done Dave Ramsey. I made this channel. I did all this stuff that everybody told me to. I cut literally everything that we possibly could cut, or we were willing to cut. And there's nowhere else to cut. So we're like at this point where you have to like bring in more money, and it's just straining, because like, how do you do that? I don't know. I want to share with you guys what's going on, but I don't know how to, and I don't want to just sit here and like talk at you about it, because to me it doesn't feel very helpful. Like, I want to be able to help you in some way, or even if it's just making you feel heard. But yeah, so I don't know if there's any ideas anybody has for what we can talk about, because this to me, this video seems all over the place and very
it feels hard when it's never ending, or when it feels like it's never ending. And whenever you do get like,
it is never ending.
And whenever you do get a bright spot somehow, some way, like the example of us moving here, we were finally able to save a little bit each month.
Yes, which I'm grateful
with
for.
you working your job, and like lower expenses here, and it just felt so good and so different. And then to like, and like, had to leave your job there, like you had to leave it, and it was the right choice. But to be back in the place where now it's like right back to just trying to meet payments every month, and then be stressed out about buying health insurance because we don't even know, because we're scared about like, what if we can't make payments on that?
Yeah.
And we both have chronic health issues.
For me, I feel very responsible because I was bringing in most of our income, which was a big reason that we were both worried about me leaving. So now I feel responsible for making that up, which is, you know, just putting me right back in the place of where I was before. I guess we'll figure it out at some point because we have to.
Yep.
Benjamin, what am I making you do?
Pick a card reading.
Making him do a pick a card reading. We can use it after talking about money. Maybe one of our surprises will be that we'll become rich. Finally brought this in the house because I'm going to try to work out more watching TV, though probably not right now. This one is asleep over here. Benjamin's upstairs, and I am going to make myself the weirdest snack of all. Toast. Toast. I'm just waiting for the judgment to come from y'all, but I don't really care. I've been really nauseous the last few days, and I haven't been eating as much, so I feel like I'm feeling hungry, so I'm gonna make some toast. It's gluten-free, dairy-free toast. We have this vegan butter. It's actually pretty good. Okay, and then garlic salt or garlic powder. And then I'm gonna make a little of this in the microwave. So basically like poor man's, what I call it the other day, poor man's garlic toast or something like that. So that's what I'm gonna have. Not super healthy, but also not super unhealthy. There are much worse things that I could eat. That's what I'm telling myself, at least.